Episode 2, Gaz is doing good. In this episode, Gareth acquires a job, he makes some new friends, and starts building his brand new life. Well done, Gaz. Gaz didn't sleep after being infatuated by the corporate culture around the Double Take Towers. The sliding doors clearly had something that had transcended German engineering. Or maybe it's that 2032 was supposed to feel more like science fiction. Decided he would need protection before going after the tanks. He needed money to get protection. For now, he could only resort to cars. The ground floor of the Double Take Towers was a bookstore filled with every self-help book anyone could think of. It made him think of the main message of self-help being the best investment is in oneself. But before all this, he had to get ready and start the day. He had to get his mojo on, get into the groove, and not be afraid of this big new city he had found himself in. It was all very much exciting. Hello, name's Gareth. You look good. Me looking for a job. How are you? Would you like a cigarette? I've already had 7 cigarettes today. Would you like a tea? Do you like to dance? Me like dancing plenty much. Me bet your boyfriend is not so punk rock like me. Me be like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Sex Pistols, but honestly, me dick is a gun. Gareth sat on the toilet, puffing on his pipe and plotting on the throne. He knew that the best was yet to come. He began microdosing LSD to ensure that his mind was firing on all cylinders. This was his day. Gareth was not going to settle for anything less. After all he's been through, not now. Go Gareth. Gareth wrote down his to-do list for the day. Print his resumes, give resume to 3 officers in the buildings, talk to 1 car, and network with 1 car owner. He knew he had both God and Allah on his side as he was finding a balance between praying to Allah as well as the Christian God. He felt like this was a sacred combination, with one God being himself, a trifecta if you will. It all seemed simple enough, but he was ready to expect the unexpected. He began catering his resume to something that suited his new city and less about England and representing the Queen and pledging his allegiance to the Queen. It was more about getting in the good books with the Allah followers and the Allah subscribers and a lot of the Chinese investors. So it was all a bit of both. Like, he had the big city energy that like some loser in New York would carry around, but he had to elevate it for the new world. Now there he was, ready to take on the world, start a brand new day. It very much felt like his first day at Hogwarts in this brand new magical city. He was now on his way from the 700th floor down to the 4th floor of the Double Take Towers to find the library. From here he would print his resumes off, start networking, and build up from there. He decided that these people inside the libraries would be the perfect car owners, for they would be clients that would visit the store that have been working very hard on themselves, overcompensating in all sorts of ways. This included buying fancy cars, fresh cars that are kept clean by conscientious, obedient workers. He utterly and truly despised the everyday commerce patient. Gaz was definitely above this. He didn't want a life of self-help books. He capitulated the idea of any life that resembled subservience. An accountant's car would be the perfect partner. He decided that every day he would spend 5 minutes on the self-help floor just for purely networking opportunity and to overhear anything regarding cryptocurrencies. He was already beginning to see a trend. A lot of business people were driving Tesla cars. Sounded like a good way of beating the system, but Teslas have cameras everywhere, all around. It wouldn't go unnoticed. He decided to put it inside his 6-month goal table. For now, networking and keeping a tab on all the employees was his best angle. Gaz thought about how one day he would go to Tokyo, but sort of wondered if he would be put on a list since their Japanese cars were his bread and butter, reliable, never breaking down, lasting the test of time, and being placed in all parts of the world. He thought about a world alone in a jungle somewhere in a Prius, where he would sleep in with a stove at the back and lots of extra Persian olive oil. He would be like Goku, and his Prius named Chi-Chi would be his wife, would provide him with food and fuel to get through the long work days. Tokyo was probably the best city in the world. There would be so many hot little Japanese cars. What would a mixed race car be? When AI gets too good, could Gaz handle being with cars that are clearly smarter than him? Cars understand more races of language and know more all about people like him. They would snitch on him, but not for now. This was his day. He doesn't need another day. The city will miss him. There was no denying that Gareth had the energy of Jason Statham. He was on the stuff that Jason Statham was on. Anything was possible. He could get any car he wanted, that was for sure. Hello, name's Gareth. Just, do you know how to use the printer? Not a problem. Where are you from, white boy? Well, I'm from the UK. I've just moved to the Double Take Towers. Just starting out and print off some resumes. Maybe need to hire a car. Do you know where to hire a car by any chance? I believe on the 14th floor there is a dealership where you can rent a Prius and a Jeep and a Ford and a Holden. Oh, blimey, that sounds really good. I mean, oh, very well. That sounds great. You have splendid looking fingernails, by the way. Well, thank you very much, charming white boy. I hope you have a good day, and the printer is very simple to use, and good luck. He scoffed even harder at the commerce slaves walking around reading their Power of Habit books. These people were already creatures of habit, and so rigid that he just felt like their cars had what was coming to them. He was going to mess them up. The sights from the Double Take Tower cafe blew him away. It made much of the world look like a joke, especially cities like London and Melbourne, where people look all used up, but not in a punk rock way. The healthiest looking people in these cities were the HIV patients that were full of life from all of their spiritual sex. He couldn't believe that just a week ago he was considering jumping off. Not now. This was Gaz's day. If anything, he was ready to fly and fuck the world from the inside. He's the fucking chosen one, that was for sure. He was now on his way to Gold Lads. He knew that getting through the reception would be easy, getting to the manager would be easy, but he knew that these big top companies, before hiring you, they make you go through their psychic, and that was the bit that was going to be the tripwire, if anything. He knew he had it in the bag in terms of skills, but he knew that they would be looking for any of his ulterior motives, which he knew he had, but could maybe hide from it. Passing through the hallways, he was starting to get a little nervous, but he was getting a little bit excited at the same time. It all felt quite spiritual. He felt like he was on a journey, about to possibly meet his maker, take it from there. The colour and the love and the energy and the dolphins, it was all inspiring. He felt like he was in synchronicity with the dolphins thanks to the little bit of acid he took earlier. He was getting a little bit visuals in his peripheral, and it was all a little bit, it was exciting, but at the same time, it was like, was he in over his head right now? Like, would he be wasting his time for the sake of money when, like, the tank could just be there? He could just find the tank, but he didn't want to risk it just yet. And he decided once he went through the city, he'd enjoy the tanks even more later after working for it, because he knew deep down that nothing good in life is easy. It's always a challenge. Hello, pleasure to meet you. My name is Gareth Marmalade, and I'm looking for a job. Are there any openings? We sometimes have openings, but the question is, how open are you? I am open but gladly take orders. I see beauty in everything, to the point where I think it is a detriment to the life I lead. Well, continue ahead. We have expected you, and our manager is waiting for you up above. The receptionist offered him some sparkly water and some rocky road, but he declined it. He wasn't ready to trust anyone just yet, knowing that he was the greatest gold conductor in the land. And hey, Gareth, we've been expecting you. So first, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my background, and just to let you know how we kind of function here, and you can tell me how you feel about it all, and we can take it from there. What do you think about the lionesses in the background? They look a little bit fucking stupid, mate. Well, I appreciate your honesty and your openness, and how do you think I can improve the lions? Honestly, they look a little bit uncoordinated, a little bit like a racial species that I sort of despise, not gonna lie. We do get that kind of statements, but not in person, usually in anonymous letters. But yes, Aller is great, and he probably agrees with you. Anyways, my job's been to hire gold conductors from all over the land, and we need you to do a little bit of a demonstration. Are you comfortable with that today? Absolutely, but I'm more into teaching gold conduction, really. More of a teacher. We're not really into like gold like other kind of species, really. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my talk. My name is Gareth Marmalade, and I've been gold conducting for over 15 years. I have a mind that is very functional in lubricating gold and making it mold in all different ways that can cater to the marketplace. But deep down, I believe I'm a teacher more than anything, and I would rather be teaching the stuff than creating gold and value in the economy, really. Okay, that all looks really good. We're going to move you on to the company's psychic, and you can take it from there. Hello, Gareth. I have been expecting you, and I knew you would pass the interview with flying colors. So tell me, Gareth, what is your philosophy on what makes a great employee, Gareth? Pleasure to be at your service. I believe self-control and infinite willpower is what makes me a great employee. I don't care for sugar or alcohol or sex. You may think I'm lying. Everything that you see as a crutch translates into my lifestyle of weightlifting, eating well, natural highs, as well as the conscientiousness and determination to always be elevating my skill set. In short, I'm addicted to eating broccoli and drinking clean water. Okay, well, you will be happy to know that we have a broccoli kitchen here, so your daily meals can be catered for. We can also provide you with a gym membership that works on the 700th floor. Are you interested in having a secretary, Gareth? No thank you, unless you have an employee that has forgiven her parents and doesn't use a smartphone. I could source an employee through Craigslist at a later date if that suits. Very good thinking, Gareth. I think you will like the corporate culture here and meld here nicely, if you will. What is your availability, Gareth? We have offices on the 23rd floor, 25th, 149, 650, 751, 1222, as well as 9001. We're looking to open on level 2 as well, but you know how it is. I would like to work 45-minute shifts on the 9001 floor, please. That can all be arranged, and I would like you to come in for a breathing and energy cleansing session tomorrow, and we shall take it from there. I wish you well, and stay focused. And just like that, Gareth began to panic. He knew that his energies could be picked up and his past could catch up with him, his shadow, his thing with cars, his addiction to fornicating with technically dead bodies being cause, of course. So he decided it was time to get into the organic lifestyle and find things that would invigorate him, things that were technically life, and slowly move back to people and just being normal. This was far much of an opportunity to pass up and stuff up over cause, or was it? Blimey, 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 I got the job. Time to give myself a little bit of a nod. Here we go now, ready to fornicate on my vacation. True communication. Blimey, 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 blimey. Blimey, 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 blimey. You be the queen. Gareth felt like the champ. He sat around reading Chinese philosophy and smoking on tobacco, getting the nicotine deep in his lungs and focusing. The adrenaline enthralled him, and he was ready to take on the world once again, ready for a new day, not afraid of anything. Or was he? Gareth was ready to sleep now. Gareth rested peacefully that night, eager for the new day to start. He was then greeted by some beautiful, beautiful dreams. Well done, Gareth, on a successful day, landing a brand new, rewarding job. Well done, Gareth. Everybody gets a car. Everybody gets a car. Everybody gets a fucking car, lad. Everyone gets a fucking car. Goal! Goal!
Wait, me think you need a new one. Me be your boyfriend. Hey, you, me wanna be your girlfriend. Me think you need a new one. No way, you know it's not a motherfucking secret. Me wanna be your girlfriend. You're so fine, me want you mine, you be delicious. You be like me, a fucking princess. I think about you all the time, you be addicted. Don't you know what me can do to make you feel alright? Don't pretend, I think you know I'm fucking precious. Fuck yeah, me motherfucking princess. Me can tell that you like me, you know me right. She's like, so whatever. You can do like significantly, substantially better. Me think we should get together now. Now see what everyone's talking about. Hey, you, me wanna be your boyfriend. Me gonna finger fuck your girlfriend. Me gonna finger fuck your boyfriend. Cause it's all for the fucking queen. Me know that you like me.